Alright, casual, modern. Jund, infect.
Yeah, removal dot deck. Losing. Alright, so we'll start off with the Windswept Teeth.
Someone forgot something. Do you have the... Okay.
Windswept Teeth, 17.
I had a bonus gift and I forgot to bring it in for you earlier.
A bonus gift?
It's a bonus gift.
It's a bonus...
I got you guys last week.
I get a bonus?
What did I give you guys last week? Oh, you guys are on camera. I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
So I just set it over here. But...
Oh, it's those Theros pages? That's cool.
So,
all right.
I found that and I was like,
thanks.
Sweet, thanks.
See you next week.
Yep.
So I'll be at 17, the breeding pool. I'll play a Glistener Elf, and then I'll pass.
Okay. Cliffs. Push. Your turn.
Alright, go. I need to put snow control together for modern too, I think.
I don't know what lands are in this. Bear with me.
I mean, it's Jund. You go find a green land, right?
Yeah, I think I want green. That works.
Wow. I was actually thinking you probably want Stomping Ground. Probably wanted the extra red.
Yeah, I don't know if I need more black mana, though. I probably want Overgrown Tomb. Yeah.
So this is...
Oh, look, it just happened to be right there. I'm going to go with Overgrown
This
Tomb.
is Jund v Infect for modern.
Oh. Alright, I'm not really scared of a Hierarch, so... Position.
Well, it hits.
Hits a couple things.
Yep.
Let's go with...
Or these two.
I think it's Vines and Blossoming.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you, removal that deck and I'm dead.
Your turn. Instant creature land.
Yeah.
Sorcery. No.
No, no sorcery.
I have a sorcery.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not that I have a Goyf.
Not that you have a Goyf. Not that you have a Goyf.
Nice.
Good.
Now I need removal, though.
See if this will be a learning lesson, though. So, thing to note, right? You never fight Infect in combat, correct? Yep.
Your turn? Yeah, so you always fight Infect either on their end step or your own turn. Never in combat. And now I might just be dead.
Might.
So it's 4/4.
No, so it's 5/5.
Right.
Plus 4
4,
plus 4. Yeah. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not quite. So let's go ahead and distortion strike this.
Mm-hmm. So 6.
So 6.
7 total.
Yeah, 7 from the Exalted trigger. And I will pass. I mean, if he cobbles together 2 removal spells, he gets it.
I did not cobble together 2 removal spells.
Whoo!
Not when I didn't have one last turn.
Well, I assumed that you had 2 removal, like you had removal
so, like,
plus.
I think the only thing I can do here to not just die next turn is make him discard.
Make me discard.
Yeah.
You're just dead anyway.
Oh, it is exactly 3, right?
Yeah, distortion strike. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, and then in that case, it's like breeding pool will pay for the +2
Yeah.
on blighted agent
So
to
then
make
I
it or make it hexproof.
Discard something.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Yeah. And the reason that's it, in case anybody didn't miss it, like upkeep, rebound,
Yeah.
the blighted agent. Yeah. I don't know because Liliana sack doesn't
It doesn't do
do
anything.
anything.
No, because then you still have the blossoming
Yep.
defense, and I'd be tapped out. So
Yep. It turns out this is a pretty horrible match. Burn's arguably the worst matchup. I do main board for Burn though.
I'm not even sure what I have that's good here.
I do sideboard for Burn as
Pillage
well.
is kind of okay.
Pillage is pretty good.
So my options are. I think all of these are options.
Oh, this sideboard I can't actually do because
Actually,
I'm missing the land out of the sideboard.
And I will say Ghost Quarter is also an option.
So like for this matchup against John, it's probably horrible for me. Sideboard options. It's just like Wild Defiance doesn't do anything because your removal is not Burn. There is one Wild Defiance in the main board just in case. You can target your own spells and it's kind of nice. We could play Corruptor, but not really play any artifacts. Force, and then this is why I said I don't have the right sideboard. I'm missing the Temple Garden. I didn't put it back in because I was playing it in a deck. Because I was playing Giver of Runes and Geist of St. Traff. So I think I could put in Apostle's Blessing here to give myself one extra piece to cobble things together. I am playing Spellskite's main.
So I'll pull out the cards that I think are not that great.
Yeah, and now I don't actually know.
I don't think I want to sideboard nearly as heavily as I have here. If I did, I think this is what I would consider. So, like you said, the pump spells, Lightning Bolt doesn't really deal with creatures that can be pumped, so those should come out. Liliana, you can see, was not really that great. If he didn't have the Distortion Strike in Rebound, I could have lived if you didn't draw a pump spell.
Yeah.
But I would have also still needed to draw a removal after that. And he's probably going to have a Noble Hierarch anytime I have a Liliana.
So things to note, like free spells, even the mutagenic growths. There's something to be said. Like if I would be swapping out one card for an Apostle's Blessing. Just because there's so much removal in Jund. It's really hard. Mutagenic growth doesn't stop the removal in Jund, unless you have something like a Wild Defiance on the board.
The other thing I am going to take out is the Blood Braids.
And Wild Defiance in this matchup could actually be a game winner.
So the 2 Blood Braids are just probably too slow. Sure, they could cascade into a removal spell, but...
What's the likelihood of that actually happening?
Yeah. So if you know your opponent is putting in a Geist, you do actually want to keep the Lilianas.
Yeah. And that's definitely the decision you have to make. You have to almost kind of next level your opponent.
Yeah. So one thing I do want to... I got you with this one time.
Yep.
So Kolagon's command. If you choose 2 targets, one being a Spellskite and one being another creature, they can't redirect the mode because it already targets Spellskite. So you destroy a target artifact and target the Spellskite. You destroy, or you deal 2 damage to a infect creature and you can't protect it. So this is probably one of the best cards in the matchup.
Yep.
So I don't.
Now I did make a comment earlier that
So I don't think I'm putting in Seal.
This is a hard matchup for me.
The other reason, Renin 6 is in my main deck, so which is the reason why Ghost Quarter's in the sideboard. So you can just replay it every turn.
Yeah.
and you can shoot down creatures with it, and you can also replay the ghost quarters to destroy the creature lands.
And me having to save my creatures with a pump spell on your turn is pretty good for you.
Yeah. So I think I will put in 8 cards, which is probably not correct. And I'm going to pull out those 8. So I'll leave 2 Lilianas.
So I made the comment earlier that this is not a great matchup for me. It's really, honestly, fairly bad. But Burn being one of the worst matchups that Infect has. Now, the reason that Burn's one of the worst matchups that Infect has is because of the sheer amount of cheap interaction that they have.
Oh, all the burn spells that can point at a creature.
Yeah. So, and there's something to be said, like, in the long run, they are probably going to win out because they have things like Goblin Guides and Swift Spears to deal extra damage. And, like, you'll note right off the bat, it was Fetch, Shock. I can't worry about my life total. I have to just try to, like, generally you're trying to kill your opponent as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So, and there, obviously,
on the
like,
play
I
this time.
stumbled a little bit.
So did I. I didn't find another removal spell in the removal deck.
I managed to find a creature in the creature light version.
I guess it could probably be worse. So
this
I'll
could be
keep it.
worse. I'll keep it.
So it doesn't matter if I shock here, and I'll Inquisition.
Okay, so
Glistener Elf times 2, Blighted Agent. 2 defense, and a Vines. 1 land, worth noting.
yep.
So I think... I take the first elf.
Okay, so him saying I'm taking a creature to me
I don't have much removal. in
yeah,
hand.
exactly. Means that he does not have a whole lot of removal. So he's going to try to play 1 for 1 here and hope that I don't hit the second land to be able to protect it.
Yep. Your turn.
So we'll shock this into play.
Here he comes.
Yep.
Alright, go to my turn.
Play elf, yep.
And the push.
Yep.
Your turn.
Now there's also something to be said, you could just hold that elf. But if I hold the elf...
If
then
he draws a
like,
land, I think he holds the elf.
Yeah. Good.
So this is actually really good for me. So I'm going to crack a Bloodstained Mire. That should be a 17 now, right? No. Yeah, 17 now.
Yep.
Because I shocked the first turn. And life totals don't matter, so I just don't want to ever stumble on mana here. So I think there's one more shock land in the deck. I just put the deck together this morning.
Should be like 1 of each, right?
I think there's 1 of each, and there might be 2 of one of them. Nope. So there's 1 of each. So I'll shock that in.
Be 15.
Yep. Because it doesn't matter.
Right. And that's a common, I guess it can be a common misconception, right? Yeah. So this is where pillage is really good. Life total can matter.
Yeah, Noble
It
Hierarch
can.
and he has...
Not too often, though.
He
It doesn't
does
matter.
have the angel thingy. Geist of Saint Traft.
Oh, yeah.
So
for,
that's gonna-
for, like, actual damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, pass to you.
Another thing to note is there is Spellskite. You gotta cobble together a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
but there is Spellskite. Go. Now there is 2 of
There's 2 Overgrown Tombs.
Yep.
Your turn.
Yoy.
Move to discard.
Move to
That's what we like to
discard.
hear.
Yep. Discard Apostle's Blessing. Yep. 15.
Thoughtseize. 16. We'll take the Blighted Agent, I think.
Yeah.
Coif. Your turn.
Uh,
Sorcery, land, instant, creature. So it's
Yep.
4.
Alright. Inkmoth Nexus.
You.
Pillage number 2.
This is where I really want the Ghost Quarter. Didn't draw it. 7?
Yep. 8.
19. I'll crack this and pass.
Inkmoth Nexus number 2. I actually have to block and hope he doesn't have... Like, I have to animate, hope he doesn't have a removal spell.
Go to my turn?
Yep.
Go to combat.
Sure. Animate?
Is it an artifact creature?
Yes.
I'll do 2 to you and destroy target artifact.
Yep.
So put you to 6.
Yep.
Attack for
Yep.
lethal.
Yep.
Alright, now we have a game 3.
And that's generally how this matchup goes. Unfortunately.
And now this is unconventional, but since I'm on the draw and I put the Ghost Quarter in, I think I take out a land.
If I had remembered the Temple Garden, this is where I actually board into Geist of St. Trust.
Now I put in the Pillages, which are double red, and this deck is very light on red mana, so I don't pull out a red source. I think I pull out a basic swamp. Because I have 2 basic swamps in the deck.
Why are those not beta?
Those are in my standard deck.
Okay. I will be on the play. Let's hope that...
I knew that was the case, which is why I took the land out.
So let's hope things go a little bit better for me here.
Infect is a deck that runs very few lands, so...
Correct. Runs very few lands and very few creatures. Now, that also depends on the build, right?
Yeah, if you watched a couple... Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Elias and I played Burn and Infect. And I didn't realize it was mono green.
Yeah.
When I put in the Blood Moons, and also didn't realize that Lurrus was the companion, so it was just a mess. I never played Burn before.
Oh, yeah, because you're playing his Burn deck, correct?
Yeah, and I just wouldn't play Burn on my own anyways.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize he was playing mono blue, or sorry, mono green. So I put in the Blood Moons thinking he had like Ink Moth and Dual Lands and Pendlehaven and all sorts of stuff.
There's also there's a green-black version. I've just always preferred Simic. I don't know why.
Bladed Agent's really good.
Yeah. I also think it's just because I feel more confident playing this because I've played it for so long. I tried the Giver of Runes main board. Did not much care for it. I felt
Problem is you need Infect creatures.
Well, I felt super clunky because Temple Garden.
Yeah.
Draw the Bladed Agent, don't have. I guess I'll keep this. Alright. Good?
Yep.
Alright. We're gonna run this out and see.
18.
Yep.
Push it.
Yep.
Your turn.
Pass.
Nice.
Can't go to 5 is the issue. This deck does not operate well when it has to go down cards.
Let's see.
I think I also just figured out my CK20 is going to be spent on.
Drop my hand. Yeah, so I'm trying to set up for a turn 3 play. I don't really want to fetch, but I have to. And I'm going to grab the Stomping Ground. So that puts me to 15. Somewhere on the die.
Somewhere there.
And I don't have anything to do besides that.
Creature.
So instant sorcery. Or instant land. Your turn. don't have a sorcery in hand. What are you talking about? Oh. All set?
Yeah.
Okay. So the rule is never fight them on their turn.
Correct.
2 damage, you discard a card.
Response, I'll pay 2.
Okay.
Discard a card?
Yep.
Discard sure.
Okay. I'll pass.
And that, so like, that is exactly the reason why.
Yeah, if I did it on his turn while he's attacking, then he still gets in for 4.
Yep.
And now he can't get in for 4. And I didn't attack because, yeah, unless he makes it unblockable.
Scale it.
So it's a 6/4?
Yep.
So I have instant land, sorcery,
Yep. Creature.
So it's a 4/5.
Sure.
So trade. 6/4.
Oh, it's a 6/4.
Yep.
Yep. Wasn't even thinking. 6/4, not 6/5.
Yeah, or 6/6.
Yep.
And that's why I didn't attack with the Goyf. So I'll play a peat land.
I'm struggling over here. I really need to get back into playing more.
So
Goyf number 2 is probably lethal.
pay a life.
Yep.
Your turn. So it's still a 4/5.
Go.
He has no creatures or hasty things.
Nope.
So attack for 8.
10.
Ouch.
Man, triple Goyf is really good.
Lurrus. They just keep coming back
Yeah,
too.
apparently. Apparently.
It's the other reason I was like totally fine with blocking and making the trade. Sure.
Pass. What you got over there? Another Goyf, right?
Goyf and nothing else I can bring back.
Okay.
Okay, so if I attack, he has to block a Goyf, which kills the Spellskite unless he pumps it.
Do I have to block the Goyf? I'll block the Goyf.
I guess you don't have to block the Goyf, because you would go to 2. Attack.
I think I have. So, like, the only way I win here is by keeping this Spellskite. Is it? And, like, if he had K command, obviously just fires that off prior to blocks. Like, prior to attacking. Yeah, we'll block a Goyf.
Okay. So, take 7.
Go to 3.
Okay, so I have a very weird line here. I need to draw another red source. So I'm going to crack this to draw a card. Sometimes you're good at magic.
Wow.
So I'll go to 12. I'll just grab the Blood Crypt, actually.
You pillage away my Inkmoth.
That's exactly what's happening. So I'll go to 10.
Yeah, man, like it's like I called that or something. Yup.
So the other line, I have a Wrenn and 6 in hand. I didn't have 3 red to play the Wrenn and 6 and bring back the Wooded Foothills and then cast it.
Yeah.
So if I didn't draw the fetch land or red source, then I play the Wrenn and 6 to get the Wooded Foothills back to draw a red source.
The following turn.
To have enough red the next turn to pillage. But sometimes you're lucky.
And I don't know if I could have cobbled anything together
And
here.
so the reason I was thinking he had to block the Goyfs was because if he blocks the Lurrus and goes to 2, he can't redirect the pillage to the Goyf because he's at 2.
Yeah.
So your turn.
Yeah, and then
So that was me thinking my line through out loud and him going, no, I don't have to block.
Well, and like, so like, there's something to be said though, but 3 versus 2,
Yeah.
and I'm dead.
Yep. Combat.
Yep.
Actually, we'll run in 6 and shoot the elf,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
attack.
So, and then, like, my thought process here is, I guess 3 and 2 are the same, but then exactly that.
Is
Like,
this sideboard or main? I don't even remember.
I can't, from 2 life, I can't pay for the spell guide anyway.
Right, and if
So
you're
it's
if you're
exactly
at
the
3,
same.
you could.
Like dodge if you play something like Seal of Fire.
That's true
I'm
too.
not just dead.
I didn't put that in, and the reason I didn't, it's really good if they don't have Pendelhaven.
Yeah.
If they do, then it's really bad. So I didn't want to put that in.
Now, I definitely think this deck is different. Like if I had the Temple Garden and was playing Giver of Runes.
Did I put 8 in?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta figure out what I put in there. We were talking through the sideboarding so much I didn't pay much
Didn't actually pay
attention.
attention?
Yeah. 5. No, I think I had 61. Because there's 5, 10, 15. I must have had 61 then. And I didn't actually put together the correct sideboard for this because there's some cards I didn't have.
Oh, gotcha.
The updated gen list that I was looking at was had some stuff from Modern Horizons that I never bought. So.
Yeah, and I have not actually, like, I haven't updated this much since Modern Horizons. I haven't played Modern at all, and it's been quite some time, so it's good to get back into it. My go-to is definitely not this deck, although I love this deck.
I haven't played. Fun fact: I have not actually played at a comp REL tournament. I've only ran them.
Yeah.
So I don't have like a go-to modern deck. I played Giftstron for a very long time, back before they banned Birthing Pod. So it's been a minute, and I like that deck because
That deck was kind of fun.
It was like the decision deck.
Yeah.
And then you could just Mindslaver lock your opponent. So I'm gonna stop the YouTube video right here. So thanks for watching, YouTube.